thought there was too much of an emphasis on ritual, on simply doing religious things. And I thought that those somehow got in the way of this relationship with Christ that was so emphasized in my evangelical circles.
So I would often spend summers with my Italian grandmother, and she was one of 7 children. So it was a very close-knit Catholic community and a very close-knit Italian Catholic community. So they would go to Mass in Italian on Sundays, and when I would spend the summer with them, I would go with them, and I was always very excited to participate in that part of their lives, although I experienced it as something that was not mine.
As I began to learn more about the beliefs of the Catholic Church and the history of it and how everything kind of fit together in the Catholic faith, I actually came to the realization that all those things that I thought perhaps got in the way of a relationship with Christ were there precisely to foster a relationship with Christ.
During this year of faith, united as one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church, it is important that we reflect on the beauty of the Church which Christ has given us, and through which He showers His saving grace upon us.
Dante's Divine Comedy was an important text in bringing me closer to the Church. It was aspects of the poetry and the philosophy and the emotional, sensual experience that played a huge role in my seeking out of, I guess, beauty in the Church.
We need a skeleton to protect our inner organs, you know, our inner life. And the Church has all these things. God provides all these things to provide support for the real meaning of the Church, which is to bring the presence of Christ into this world so that it becomes a new creation.
For the Church, one of the most tangible signs of this unity is the person of the Holy Father, the Pope. From Peter, our first Pope, to Francis today, the men may be very different, but the faith, the mission, and the role of the Vicar of Christ remains the same.
Jesus asks Peter to affirm his love for Jesus 3 times. And Peter says yes each time. And Jesus says, feed my sheep. And so this is what Peter is ultimately. And this is what the Pope is this shepherd who cares for his flock. And Jesus always uses this image of the Good Shepherd for himself. And what is the Good Shepherd? The one who says, there's one sheep that's gone away. I'm going to go out in search of that because of my great love for him or her. And this is what the Pope is. He's our Father who comes out in search of us and brings us back, wants to bring us back into the family of God.
Since the Second Vatican Council, we have had 6 popes, all of whom teach us different truths of God through their prayer, preaching, and leadership.
I was actually in Italy when Pope John Paul II passed away, and at that time, I mean, there was nothing farther from my mind than joining the Catholic Church. But I was extremely impacted by that news. I remember turning on the TV and being shocked and being sad and feeling, I guess, a part of a community that I had never really known that I was part of. I was also there, obviously, I lived there through all the papacy of Pope Benedict, and it was interesting on an intellectual level because I respected him a lot as an intellectual. And so a lot of my questions about the history of the Church were answered through Pope Benedict. And so I feel now with Francis like something has come sort of full circle because I felt a social aspect and then I felt an intellectual aspect. And now with Pope Francis, I just feel, I think, the most pure feeling of an emotional investment in these values. And for me, it's been sort of just like the crowning moment.